Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to show off another 390 pulse rifle that's going to be really good, the Smite of Merain. This one has a nice unique combination of moving target and Eye of the Storm, so the ease of use on this pulse rifle is going to be pretty insane. Obviously moving target, going to buff our aim assist by 11, very nice right there, and also give us a strafe speed bonus. Then Eye of the Storm, we get a little accuracy boost and handling boost while we're getting shot. So this is going to help us win more and more duels, help us get that 2 burst a little bit easier. We have accurized rounds here to buff our range. Then we have arrowhead break to max out the recoil direction, as well as give us a little chunk of handling, not too bad. We have a range masterwork and throw the ballistics mod on, so you get a little bit more range and stability. We're going to use Ophidian aspects here, so we can get some more weapon handling as well as reload. And then we also have, again, basically 200 weapon stat to make the 2 burst as consistent as possible. Again, we're going to pair it with the Precipitial Shotgun on Dawnblade, and that's really going to be it. Let's hop straight into gameplay. Alright, looks like we have a match in progress. So let's look at the sights. I haven't actually used this weapon before. Actually, these sights are kind of cool, pretty clean. They are pretty like bright and flashy, but it does look pretty nice as we get a nice little gun off the start. Another good thing about this pulse specifically is that its zoom isn't obscenely high, like the syncopation at like 19. It's got like a very respectable like 17 zoom, so a lot easier to hit your shots up close, which I definitely value, because there's not gonna be you're not gonna be fighting people like at your optimal long range with your pulse every single time. So having lower zoom, I actually think is a plus, even if it does nerf your aim assist a little bit at longer ranges. I definitely think it's nice. And yeah, so far this pulse is feeling very nice. Definitely a fan. That's decent range right there. Obviously we're not like 2 bursting from that range, but we'll take that. Maybe we can turn this match around for our team here. Set him with a float, why not, right? You can catch one. Oh yeah, that feels good. And again, even for not hitting the 3 burst, or the 2 burst, the time to kill is very respectable with a 3 burst, so lots of forgiveness. And so far we're hitting like, this thing I feel like just glues to people's heads. Eye of the Storm definitely helps a lot with the feel of the weapon. Let's shot on the bottom here. Again, we have very high weapons, so if they are in range, we can just straight up 2 burst people. Which is why we have Eye of the Storm and moving targets, so it's gonna be the easiest to just like outright just 2 burst people with a roll like this, rather than like a snowballing roll where you get like damage after a kill. This is going to make the initial gunfight a little bit easier, rather than you know, like a snowballing quick, like a kill clip or a desperado or something of that nature. Like right there, Eye of the Storm kicking in, we get a nice little 2 burst off the bat. That's good range. Again, like pulses don't need the craziest amount of range because their RPM is so high and their base range is pretty good. You can take these duels even when you're experiencing damage fall off. You can take some of these duels and still have some success. Let's hit it with a float here. Maybe we can catch the people who are trying to run in at us. There we go. Nice shots there. This pulse is really feeling nice. Nice little gun right there. Good help from our teammate. Hit him with a float again. Nice. All headshots. This thing is insane. I like the sights on this as well. Very unobstructive, you can see everything. It's got a very nice clean dot in the center, or a little diamond in the center. Very awesome looking pulse rifle. Aesthetically. Nice little 3 burst right there. Nice little gun right there. Yeah, this thing is buttery smooth. Nice little 2 burst right there. Let's get out. Up our heat rise so we can get a little bit of health back. And also we can get a little airborne effectiveness. Good deal with that guy right there. Perfect. Extend our heat rises. And look at that. We're turning this match around pretty fast here. Eye of the Storm kicking in right there. Good shots right there, dude. This thing is really kicking some butt right now. Miss our shotgun. Finish him up with this with our smite. Can we make the golden gun just waste some ammo? Ah, good jump from him. But we're already back in the lead. After joining late. So far the smite is really putting in work. Let's hit him with the float. Can we catch somebody? Nice little shots right there. Let's grab this special, maybe we can catch somebody. Oh. Oh, good guns! Nice! A little triple. No! We missed our burst, so we couldn't actually get that fourth guy. We put our team in a pretty good spot here, though. Nice. And again, even if you don't hit the 2 burst, the 3 burst can still catch people off guard. Still a very competitive time to kill. These pulses just have so much forgiveness. I am really loving how this smite is feeling right now. Oh, and we're kind of blown up. I'll have to take a look at the other perks this thing can get, but immediately, like, the moving target Eye of the Storm roll just jumped out at me. With, you know, being able to get the easiest 2 bursts. And I feel like we've gotten a good amount of 2 bursts. Wow, he's getting a nice little triple right at the end there. Pretty nice. Is that higher than my current? Ooh, it is. Damn, that's a +6? We'll definitely take that. Awesome. Great little start. Again, we joined really late and we had 29. Let's get another game in. Alright, so we had a great first game. Let's see if we can follow it up. I'm really liking the way this pulse is feeling. I was comparing it to my current last Thursday roll. Obviously, this one has a little bit more aim assist, but I think the big thing that helps Smite feel so good is that 100 recoil direction. 100 recoil direction, because it's craftable, makes this thing super easy to shoot. And as well as Eye of the Storm. Now, you don't get elemental honing on Smite of Merain, so you're going to need a little bit more weapon stat investment to make this thing, you know, 2 burst, but I definitely think it's worth it. Just because Eye of the Storm is such a nice perk in terms of just hitting your shots. Ooh, we got cleaned up right there. Should have been paying a little bit more attention to the left. So, I am really liking how this thing, as well as this pulse having 17 zoom over like the 19 zoom syncopation. This might be my favorite one. I think a God Roll Kepler pulse is probably still better than like this Smite of Merain, but oh wow, nice little 2 burst there. This thing definitely is feeling really good, and you're not like, it's not like you can't compete if you're using a Smite of Merain over like a Kepler pulse the last Thursday. Eye of the Storm makes this thing super crispy. That's some good damage. Good damage right there. I definitely would recommend moving target, I think, on this pulse as well, just because the nice little stray speed buff definitely makes it a little bit easier to go in and out of cover. And then you also get just a ginormous chunk of aim assist, making your shots a lot easier to hit. Nice little Incinerator Snap there, got some good damage. I think he's just right above there, so he can't really challenge that. Let's go around, we can get an angle to pulse. Nice little gun right there. Good little gun right there. Oh my god, good little gun right there. Holy crap. I think we damage glitched him, or we got team shots or something. That was pretty nuts. It's probably a lot less likely for people to have this pulse too. This is a raid pulse, so you would have to play a lot of King's Fall. But you could just use your deep side harmonizers on this weapon if you really wanted to try it. But because, you know, it's not like there's new crafted weapons coming out, so if you have any deep side harmonizers left over, you could go ahead and spend on this pulse. And this thing is definitely, I would say, worth the harmonizers. I'm having a blast with this pulse so far. Definitely don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage versus all the, you know, the 180 hand cannons, again, like the last Thursday. Although, I mean, I guess when people start getting the tier 5 version of that pulse, that might be a little bit better, but... Or, a good bit better, but... So far, I'm just loving the feeling of our beautiful Smite of Merain. Nice little 2 burst there, perfect. I definitely feel like I've hit the most 2 bursts so far with this pulse over like the other 390 pulses, which is a good sign. And I don't think that's just me just having a good day. I actually just think this pulse is really insane again with the Eye of the Storm moving target combo. Also, I think the gun model is just the most like aesthetically pleasing of the pulses. The sights isn't like super blocky and obstructive. It's just like a nice little like circle with the diamond in the middle, so not very obstructive. But you don't want it, son. He was thinking about it. Okay, some good shots with his Mida. Ooh, he might have that. Nice, he can break the shield. Oh, we got the stasis shuriken. We're probably dead, yeah. I could have backed up, honestly, because we were gonna get pinched if I... Pinched like that if I stayed there, which didn't end up happening. And again, like, look at that. Like, we're still putting out good damage, even though we are experiencing a damage fall-off. So, you can definitely take duels outside of this thing's, like, effective range and still be competitive and still get good damage. Obviously, you're not gonna get, like, the 2 burst, but you can still probably get a 3 burst from, like, a lot farther the damage drop-off. Which is very nice. Let's back up a little bit. Just by healing her from the corner here. Oh my god, he's trying to raid boss us? He's trying to raid boss us again? Let's wrap around and we can chow with our pulse. This Precipitial Shotgun is so good. That's the 3rd time he's been consecrating us, 3rd time's the charm, I guess, but... Holy crap. I'm really hoping, this video will be up, on the day of reset, but I'm recording it on Monday night. So, I'm hoping with my weekly Mythic Kepler missions, I get a good tier 4 shotgun, because I've really been wanting to get a good roll, but I've kind of been getting gate kept by light level. I'm around, like, 330-ish. So, like, I still have a little bit to go before I can just get tier 4s, like, to naturally drop, but that Kepler mission will actually drop the tier 4s, just off rip. So if I can just attune the shotgun, maybe I'll get a good roll of the Precipitial on a tier 4 version, which would be really nice. Let's back up and see if we can get away from this Axiom Bolt. We might be dead. Oh, wait, it's the freeze. We got a trade. That's really all we could do. Ooh, nice little kill from our teammate. Getting rid of the super. Let's go around outside. We can get some different gunfights. Ooh, nice little 2 burst right there. Perfect. Again, I feel like I'm just hitting the most amount of shots with this pulse compared to like all the other pulses. Good damage on one. No tags to Firebolt. Nobody really outside there, no pings. No. Even if he's got a rift, we don't care. Got the Smite of Merain. Oh, we got gunned. Good shots from him. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna bring into Trials this week, but I kind of want to use a hand cannon, but seeing how good these pulses are, I might actually use this, because I don't think I'll get a better roll of the Kepler pulse. The Kepler pulse is, again, like I said, probably better than the Smite, but I don't have a better roll of the Kepler pulse. I have like an okay like roll. It's got the 2 main perks, but everything else is kind of mid on the pulse, to be honest. So we're well. Deal with him right there. Deal with him. Still had a rating for the well. Oh, he's crouched there. If I had some better reaction, I could turn around and maybe shotgun him, but it's all good. Let's see Chelsea. Oh, there's some guy trying to Chelsea. Got him right there. Perfect. Pretty solid match again for our Smite. This thing is super crispy. Dang, an A tier rank? Never seen that before. We'll take that. Even though we lost, still a good match. Awesome. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Smite of Merain showcase. This thing was definitely really fun to use. Definitely a really strong pulse rifle. Again, you do need very high weapon stat investment, but I do think it is worth it because just having your primary weapon, you know, your main source of damage, like being able to just kill way faster than it normally should is just such a huge advantage. Definitely a really nice pulse rifle. I think, again, like the Kevlar pulse is probably better because you can get it like tier 5. Again, with the God, or you can have like the enhanced mods, enhanced barrels, and all that. But Smite of Merain does feel very good. So if you got like a crafted version of this pulse, it definitely can still compete with like even like a tier 5 pulse. This thing is definitely feels very nice. Got great perks, great gun model, great everything. I was actually looking through other perks you get on this thing, and we go up to D2 Foundry real quick. This thing also does have a Vorpal weapon, so you could have one version with Eye of the Storm, and then when supers come up, you could hit them with the Vorpal swap. That's a very nice little bit of utility this pulse has. So in something like Trials, you know, super rounds come up, you could just, you know, switch your Vorpal pulse, and then when supers come, you could just like beam the crap out of them with some nice team shots. So, but anyway, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.